Hey, good morning. Happy Tuesday. I'm just getting hooked up here. If you're jumping on YouTube, let me know where you're coming in from the comments. And I'm just starting the live stream here on TikTok. If I get my act together here. And I'm getting this message. I always get this message from TikTok. Good morning. If you're coming in, wherever you're coming in on, I'm live streaming right now on YouTube and I'm live streaming on TikTok. If you're coming in, drop me a comment. Let me know where you're coming in from. I'll give TikTok a chance to invite people. Doesn't matter if you're coming in on TikTok or YouTube. Let me know where you're coming in from. I would love to know why you're on social media. Good morning, Samir. Good morning, Joe. I did have a request yesterday, and I'll see. I think it's Alana if she gets on before. So she did ask me to do some social media marketing training, which I'd be glad to do that. I did say that good morning to Maura. I did say I was going to try to do a screen share, but what happened is people on YouTube can see the screen share, but people on TikTok cannot. Good morning, Egg. Good morning, Christy. So I'm going to kind of verbally walk you through some things you can do on social media, and I'll give her a chance to see if she comes on because she did ask me. Anybody else, if you're using social media for if you have a business or you've got passion about something or a cause that you're going on social media to get the word out. Good morning, Talia. Good morning, Richard. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. So I'm going to cover some social media training. And I'll point to, point some things out that on my TikTok account, because you can do a lot of the same things on other platforms. Although TikTok and Instagram, the amount of room that they give you at the top of your profile is very small. And TikTok even gives you less characters. It's a little bit more on Instagram. YouTube's a little different because you do look, if you look at my YouTube channel, I have a banner at the top and there's a lot more places to put things in. So on YouTube compared to TikTok and Instagram, it's a little bit different. Now, X is the same way. They give you a very small amount of space. Pinterest, most of the others, in your profile that they don't give you a lot of room to say too much. Where Facebook, if you have a personal profile, there's a lot of room. You can put a lot of stuff on there. And TikTok and Instagram, you don't have a lot of room. YouTube, it does give you more. You do need a banner. Where TikTok and Instagram, you don't need to put a banner up. On YouTube, you do. But your profile is it's kind of like your storefront, whether you have a business or you have a cause online. So people, when they come to your profile, they know what your account's about, why you're on social media, what you're doing. Some people just create an account; they don't even bother to upload a picture, and I know TikTok gives you the such a little space, but some people, they issue a number, so people aren't even going to know your name or what people call you or what to call you or what you're doing. Good morning, Sandra. Good morning, Val. Good morning, Nani Fun. Good morning, Kayla. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. But I did have a request yesterday. I'm going to wait and see if she gets on to do some social media marketing training, which I'm happy to do that. I was going to screen share, but I noticed that the screen share shows on YouTube, but nobody on TikTok's going to be able to see that. So I'm going to kind of just verbally walk you through some things, and I'll be referring to my TikTok account for those on you on TikTok, because you can see what my profile looks like. If you're on YouTube, you can look at my channel. YouTube is a little bit different because you need to put a banner up there, where TikTok and Instagram and most of the other platforms, they just give you very little room. And TikTok gives you even less room than like Instagram. So you've only got, limited characters to let people know what you're about. And your profile it's your storefront. It's the first thing that people see when they come to your social media account. So, they can get to know why you're on social media. It doesn't matter if you have a business or if you've got a cause or an organization that you're um, passionate about or that you're advocating for. I know there's different people. There's women who've been victims of domestic violence getting on TikTok, sharing their story. People with disabilities. A lot of people that they're disfigured some way, or they're an amputee. They're getting on, especially like TikTok, and they're sharing their story, what happened to them, how whatever happened to them is affecting their life, in hopes that sharing stuff that they learn that can help somebody else. I know the one woman that popped up on my feed. She was a victim of domestic violence, and her husband actually poured chemicals in her eyes. And when her video came up, and I was looking at it, I was like, there was something. I was noticing there was something wrong with her eyes. And she just started a TikTok account, and she had like maybe one or two videos up, and she already had like 40,000 followers. And she was sharing her story, and she was saying, if one woman, she said it took her 2 years to get the courage to get on social media and start sharing her story. So um, her message was, if a woman came and found her video, and she said, if you're a victim of domestic violence, I'm telling you, you can get out. And in her story, she was saying that how it was so difficult for her to leave, despite what her husband was doing to her, and then her children were being exposed to it. She lost. Well, she only has eyesight in her one eye, and that's only, she said, by the grace of God. She's had like 5 surgeries, and during the incident, she was saying she was talking and screaming, and her husband told her if she didn't shut up, he was going to pour the chemicals down her throat. So, I mean, it was terrible what it did for him to put dump chemicals, and you could see he had gloves on, and he was holding her down, and he was picking up. You could see the gloves. She said that's all she could see. And when he was doing it to her. So she said, how many times she thought about leaving. And I used to work with a woman who's a victim of domestic violence. That she could, I mean, her kids were not small. She had twins in college. How difficult it was for her to leave, and she eventually, because she would come into work black and blue. She eventually left him, and I'm not this. That's not what I'm on here. I'm just giving some examples. There's tons of different people on TikTok, on YouTube, on social media for different reasons. And so when you're setting up your social media account, you want to set it up so when people come to it, they know what you're why you're on social media, what your purpose is. And I work from home. I'm an entrepreneur. I've been making money from home. It'll be 14 years in September. I talk about online marketing, how you make money from home, and that's what my accounts are about. And I'm just not on TikTok and YouTube. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I have accounts on most of them, but these two, TikTok and YouTube and Instagram, are the three that I use the most. I'm posting content every day. I'm live streaming on my YouTube channel and my TikTok account. So this live stream is coming out in two places. So that's what I'm about. But and I'll wait a few more minutes and see if she gets on, because she asked me to do a social media training. And I can show you some things about whether you're using TikTok or YouTube that can help you, whatever it is you're doing, get you in front of more people, get your exposure, because you can use social media. My mentor has now made, doing this, over $5 million in a little about 2.5 years now, to use social media. She didn't spend a penny on ads. So this is, I mean, and you can do paid advertising, but you can end up spending a lot of money. I've done that and not had a lot to turn for it. So if you're looking to use social media, it's a great way. There's billions of people on YouTube and TikTok and social media in general. Good morning, Dorothy. Good morning, Money Magnet. Good morning, Boston Reefer. Good morning, Liz. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Would love to know why you're on social media. I'm on social media doing online marketing, working from home, showing other people how they can create an income from home. It's not difficult. I got into this industry. I started doing this after I lost my job. I couldn't find another one. When I lost my job, and it was the worst job market ever. I mean, people are telling me they're getting 1,500 applications for one position. The reality is, if you go and apply, what would happen? You'd end up spending 2 to 3 hours because they were giving you like personality tests. Then you get an automated email that says, "Thanks, we got your application. If we're interested, we'll be back in touch with you." And I think I got maybe in a year, maybe 2 or 3 interviews. That was it. It's not like the job market now, where I mean, just about every place I go into, they've got signs up, and stuff like Uber and DoorDash were not around when I lost my job because I would do, I mean, if you have a car, and even if you don't have a car, Uber will help you get a car. You can do Uber, you drive today, Uber, you get paid today. If you need some money right now and you've got a car and a driver's license, even if you don't have a car, Uber, I don't know about the others, but they have a program that'll help you get a car. Good morning, Janine. Good morning, Divinity Divine. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Would love to know why you're on social media. So anyway, you can go. I have people that will leave me a message on a Monday and tell me I'm getting evicted tomorrow. What would you suggest? I mean, what I'm doing is not a quick fix. If you need some money now, go drive Uber. I know somebody that he didn't have a license, and he did DoorDash. Actually, he needed to make some money. He used his bike. And if you're doing that, something like delivering like that, and you don't have a car and you're using something like a bike, you're going to be working a lot harder than you already are for whatever money. And Uber, I mean, I'm just bringing that up because of the number of people that leave me messages saying, they're getting evicted tomorrow, or they want to do something online. And if you're serious about doing something online, you need to invest time and money. Free is the most expensive choice of all. I do have a free PDF. You can go to paydaily.com, but doing this for free without a mentor, without the right training, you're going to make it a lot harder and less likely that you succeed. And I don't have a quick fix. I do not. And this is not a quick fix where you can start doing something one day and then you're making money tomorrow. It's just not how it works. It's mindset and skill set, and you have to master both. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Soul Mar 84. Good morning, Dorothy. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I would love to know why you're on social media. I did have a request for Good Morning Crypto 360. I did have a request yesterday, actually, when I was live streaming, to do some social media marketing training. I'd be glad to do that, but I'm gonna give her a chance to see if she gets on. Otherwise, I'll start this, and then if she wants to come back, this whole thing will be uploaded, and the recording of this will be on my YouTube channel. If she wants to go do that after, because I don't know. It's a little after 10 a.m. Eastern where I'm at. I've been doing these. I've been staying on for about an hour. Whether she's going to get on between that and by the time I get off. So if anybody else has any questions, or if there's something you're trying to learn more about that I can do, I'd be happy to do a training on this. Good morning, Aiden. Drop a comment. I'd love to know where you're coming in from, why you're on social media. Be happy to do a training, anything that I know about that, because I don't think you can teach something that you haven't done. And I've used social media marketing that I've learned from my mentor, how to use social media to get your name out, whatever reason you're on social media. If you have a business, if you're doing this for a organization that you support or something you feel passionate about, there's tons of people on TikTok and YouTube. I mean, YouTube's a great place to go to if you're trying to figure out how to do something and search. Like if you want to try to figure out how you put a new handle on a toilet, you can go to YouTube and search how to put a new handle on a toilet, and the reality is some videos will come up to show you how to do that. And YouTube is, well, they've gotten into short video now. YouTube is a long video tutorial platform, and they just started shorts because with all Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, everyone doing reels to keep up with it. But YouTube's really a tutorial long form video platform, although you can do shorts now. So if you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Would love to know why you're on social media. Good morning, Shayna. Good morning, Aiden. Good morning, Dorothy. Good morning, Brew. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Would love to know why you're on social media. And as I was saying, I have an online business. I work from home, and I show other people how to do the same thing. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for liking the live. Appreciate it if you like the live. If you share it out, that would be great. I'd really appreciate it. You share it out on if you're on TikTok or if you're on my YouTube channel, wherever you're coming on, because I am live streaming from two places right now. Good morning. Looks like 8-8, and I'm not going to say the rest of it. Good morning. Where are you coming in from? Love to know why you're on social media. I did have a request yesterday to do some social media marketing training, and I'm going to see if she gets on before I start this because she did ask me. Just got a flash goal. Not really sure what that is. Anybody know what a flash goal is on TikTok? Good morning. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Love to know why you're on social media. I live about 40 minutes outside the city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Um, I'm in the Northeast, close to Washington, New York. Good morning, Bonnie. Good morning, Bertha. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I would love to know why you're on social media. And I did have a request. I'm happy to do trainings if anything I've known that I've done. Somebody yesterday asked me to do a training on social media marketing. I was going to wait and see if she came on. If not, I'll start it. And this whole thing will be uploaded to my YouTube channel. Good morning, Elliot. If you're jumping in, good morning, Bonnie, Bertha, Elliot, Aiden. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Would love to know why you're on social media. Anybody on TikTok know what a flash goal is? Drop in the comments. So I did have a request yesterday to do a training on social media marketing. I'll wait and see if she gets on. She was on TikTok before I start this. And if not, then this whole thing is going to be recorded and it will be on my YouTube channel. YouTube will actually automatically, after I stop live streaming, upload it to my channel. Good morning. Where are you coming in from? Let me know why you're on social media. I would love to know why you're on social media. I haven't worked a full-time job in over 9 years. Good morning, Elliot. Good morning, Dave. Where are you coming in from? Would love to know why you're on social media. I am going to do some social media marketing training today. Good morning, Mercy. Did have a request yesterday to do a training about that, and I was going to screen share, but I noticed it screen shares on YouTube, but the people on TikTok cannot see it. So I'll just kind of verbally go through it. I'll use my TikTok account or my YouTube channel because if you're on whatever platform you're coming in on, you can see my profile. Or when you get off this, you can go look at my profile and see what I've done with my profile. Because how you set your profile up, especially if you're using this, if you have an organization you support or a cause that you feel passionate about, or you have a business like I do, this can get you in front of using social media for free, can get you in front of billions of people. My mentor last year made about $5 million. Well, not, but 2.5 years made $5 million using social media. She didn't spend any money on paid advertising. Good morning, Dave. Good morning, Mercy. Good morning, Jules. Good morning, Aiden. You can use social media for free. I've done paid advertising too, and you can spend a lot of money on paid advertising and not get a good return on it. I mean, there's plenty of ways. You can do Facebook ads, you can do solo ads, you can do pay-per-click ads, you can buy leads. There's a lot of ways you can do paid advertising, but I know I spent a lot of money on paid advertising, and then I did not have a good return for it. So I was buying shares in advertising co-op for $1,000. They guaranteed you 8 to 10 sales. The thing that was at the front end was a $30 product where you made $18. So even if you got 10 sales from that's $180. Yes, you get a bunch of leads, and one of them may buy something on the funnel that's on the back end, and you can make more money from it. So sorry, I don't invite people on here that I don't know. So if you're sending me a thing that for me to bring you on, because there's people on here, I meet people every day on social media that I don't know, that I've never talked to, and then I've met doing this thousands of people in my journey with this. So I'm only going to invite somebody that I know. Good morning, TT, if that's what do people call you. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. So I don't know that she's the person who asked me yesterday is going to get on this. So I'm just going to start. She did ask me to do a social media training. I can screen share on YouTube, but then the people on TikTok can't see it. So I'm going to use on TikTok my profile as a reference there. You can, if you're on that, you can see what you can see what I did on my profile and on YouTube. YouTube, you do have to have a banner on it. There's a space that, and I paid somebody to do one, but your profile, you want to set it up. So you want to take a good picture of yourself. And TT, to ask you, if you want to talk to me, go to my bio, click opt in. You'll get an email from me. You can reply to the email and ask me. And or you're saying no, BC, I will leave. We'll go. I mean, I can't, this isn't the place for it. So my profile, go look at my profile on TikTok and my profile on YouTube. You want to, your profile, you want to get a good picture of yourself. If you don't have a good picture, you can take some selfies or ask somebody to take some pictures of you. Take a bunch of them and then pick the one that you like best, that you think is more, looks like you. It's a good picture. You want to make sure they can see you. You don't want a mistake that I see people make. They put pictures in their dogs, their cats, their kids. You want to make it a picture of yourself, and not just not put, because people want to know you're real. They want to see you. And with all the fake accounts on social media, you need to do something to make yourself stand out, because there's a ton of people on there. Say something, and you don't have a lot of room on TikTok or Instagram. You have more room on YouTube. Tell people what your account's about. I mean, if you're supporting an organization, let them know it. There's a lot more room on YouTube, and TikTok gives you the least amount of space, so you're going to have to be clear to the point. Dee, why don't you just get off? Well, clear to the point what you're doing, why you're on social media, and then you can go put, and once you get on TikTok, you have to have 1,000 followers before you can put a link in your bio. You won't be able to do it until then, and it's not that hard to get to 1,000 followers on TikTok or any social media platform. Some people were doing grow lives on TikTok, and I'm not seeing that right now. It's another way on TikTok that you can get more followers. You can buy followers, but I don't suggest that you do that, because you end up getting a bunch of people that don't know it. That they're, you know what? Okay, I just I just blocked her because she's being really obnoxious. And I'm live streaming on two places. So I've got people on TikTok and I've got more people on YouTube. So she's being really negative. I mean, if you come and I'm putting content out every day. If anybody comes and puts negative comments on my videos, or you're doing what she's doing, leaving negative comments, good morning, digital mommy, making negative comments and stuff, I block the person, because that's not, I mean, I put a lot of time into this. Morning, Anita. I put a lot of time and effort into this, putting content out every day. I'm here. This is free. I was doing a social media training, but it got interrupted by her, and I'll get back to that. Somebody asked me to do social media marketing, so I can't. If I screen share, only the people on YouTube can see this. So the people on TikTok cannot. So what I'm talking about with it is when you pick a platform, and I do suggest if you're new, you pick one platform and you stay on that platform and you do it till you master it. You want to set your profile up. Now, YouTube, you get a lot more room, and you need to have a banner. You can see the banner on mine. I paid someone to do that, but you want to tell people what you're about. TikTok gives you very little space to put anything. So you want to make it short, concise, to let people know what your account's about. If you're just messing around on TikTok, then I mean you can do what you want. But if you've got a company you're supporting, you got a passion you're talking about, or you have a business, you want to get a good picture of yourself. If you can take some selfies, or you can ask somebody, a friend, to take some pictures. And then do a bunch. Pick one. Don't put pictures with your kids, your cats, your dogs. I mean, I see people do that, and you don't want to do that. You just want to. People want to know you're real. They want to see your face. I suggest you use your real name because you want to brand yourself. I mean, now if you want to do a theme page, I'm not going to get into that here. You can. People do theme pages on Instagram and TikTok, but brand. I mean, I've branded myself, and then in that small space, say what you're about. And then once you get 1,000 followers on TikTok, YouTube, I don't think has any restrictions. You can put a link there. You can put more than one link on YouTube. There's other platforms. TikTok and Instagram are not two of them that they give you more space. And TikTok, out of all of them, you get actually a little bit more space on Instagram to write. So you have to think about, getting your point in a short, because you're not going to be able to say much what you're about. So when people come to your account, they know what your account's about. If you're just, if you're just messing around, then you don't need to do it. But I have a business, and I branded myself, and you definitely want to brand yourself. Good morning, Digital Mommy. Good morning, Bundu. Good morning, Brew. Is that 11? If I'm saying that correctly, what do people call you? If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Let them know why you're on social media. So back to the social media training. You want to, once you get your profile set up, then you can, then you're going to start posting content. So if you're using really any of them at this point, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, you're doing video. You can do short video on YouTube too, but they did both. I've been on YouTube for a long time, so I do the live streaming, and my videos are mostly longer videos, the tutorial videos. But pick one platform, and I suggest that you pick something you like, because if you don't like it, then you're not gonna, won't stick with it. And then do that one platform till you master it. Now, I found the sweet spot with the short videos on both TikTok and Instagram, posting 3 a day. You can do what you want. But I've done 1, I've done 2, I've done 5, I've done 10. 3 really seems to be the sweet spot. If you want to grow a following on social media, build an audience, then 3 is the sweet spot. On Instagram, you can do a lot more things besides posting reels, stories, and highlights and all that in the post. I won't get into that, but pick what are you going to do 1 video a day? Are you going to do 2? Or are you going to do 3? And I went through a coaching program, and I've taken courses on just about every platform I'm on. I took a coaching program about Instagram to learn specifics about what you can do on Instagram. And both my TikTok account and my Instagram account, I have almost 75,000 followers. On TikTok, I'm going to hit 100,000 on Instagram soon. I did what I learned. Good morning, Mom Daily. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Posting on there, and other things that I learned about Instagram. I can get you started on social media, but you want, pick your niche. You want to be posting content relative to your niche. The 3 biggest niches are the health and wealth, the wealth and money, health, and dating and relationships. Those are the 3 biggest um, niches, and I suggest you try to pick one in one of those, because it's not saturated. There's enough interest about it, and then be posting content that are relative to what your account's about. Because if it's not relative, I mean, I always look for, you want to model what's already proven to work. Um, the people that I'm following on platforms, I'm following them for a reason, because they've got bigger followings than me. Obviously, they know how to get followers and get views. And you want to model other people. Go find 10 people in your niche on whatever platform you're on, follow them, and then watch what they're doing. If there's a video they did that's got a lot of views, you can do a video yourself, and you want to model it. Now, that doesn't mean that when you post that video, you're going to be getting, like a ton of views. I mean, I had videos that, one video I post the first 3 times, it's the same video, it got some views. The fourth time it took off, and that video now has over 1 million views. So you don't know when you post something how it's going to how it's going to perform. And you could do the same video multiple times, and it could do differently each time. Your watch time, no matter what platform you're on, that's really one of the most important things. It's more important than views, because whether you're on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, they're looking at, you put a piece of content up, and if they see that a lot of people are, and you want to call for engagement, give a call to action to get people commenting. If whatever platform they see you got a video that a lot of people are liking and commenting on it, they'll push it out to more people. They want you to keep people on the platform. And it doesn't matter which platform you're on, it's a business. So if they see that you're putting out good content and people are coming to your videos, they're commenting on them, they're watching. Not that views aren't important, they are, but your watch time is more important than anything else. And the videos I've gotten and I've gotten videos, and I've had like 10 TikTok accounts, 1 million, 2 million views. I've done that on Instagram as well. YouTube's a little hard. I think the video I had the most is almost 300,000 views, and that was a video I was able to rank. And YouTube's a little bit different of an animal. It is a search engine. I try, when I do a video, to try to find a keyword that I think I can rank it for, because if you're putting videos out wherever, if nobody's seeing them, they're useless. So your watch time, I mean, I do look at views, but I view your watch time is more important than views. Yeah, views, if you put a video up and you get 300 views, that's great. That means 300 people have seen your video. And what makes, there's plenty, and I've gotten videos to go viral on TikTok and YouTube. That means you've got good engagement, and the platform, they're pushing it out to see more people. And one of the other things that's really important with this, and where I see most people that come in and try to do this, is they're not consistent. I had somebody on here earlier. I blocked her. She was leaving negative comments. If you don't show up every day, and when I say every day, I mean 7 days a week, and you're not doing that for a period of time, you'll never get any traction. You'll never get anyone to follow you, especially if you're using social media. That consistency, I see so many people, they may come and make one post on a day, and then they're gone for like 3 or whatever. Nobody's going to follow you. And I do see most people struggle with the consistency. And if you struggle with being consistent, then you probably have to dig a little deeper about why you're doing this. Because if you don't have a why, anybody takes this seriously, you're going to have days you don't feel like working. And if the reason you're doing this isn't so painful to you that it's going to push you to work when you don't feel like it, I mean, my pain has always pushed me. Dr. Michael Beckwith said, pain will push you until your vision pulls you. And for me, I was in a situation where, I was broke, unemployed, in foreclosure. I pissed how many people off. I was cutting mold out of food because I didn't have money to buy food, hoping I wouldn't get sick. Now, my pain has changed over time. I'm grateful I'm not in that situation anymore. But now I'm dealing with 2 cancer diagnoses. I don't want to burden anybody. I want to be able to stay in my house, and that costs money. So my pain has always pushed me. It pushes me to get out of bed in the morning, because I know If I'm not doing this and I'm not, because I can make enough money for whatever I need, then it's not going to happen. If I don't feel, and you will have days where you don't feel like working. I can guarantee anybody that takes it seriously, and if the reason you're doing this isn't painful enough that it's going to push you to show up every day, because most people, I can look at their account, and somebody said, we look at my account, they're not posting every day, and I have found the three short videos on TikTok, Instagram, any of the platforms that whatever you're using, 3 a day is the sweet spot. I've done one, I've done two, I've done five, I've done 10. Three really is the sweet spot, and consistently showing up. You may have posted 100 videos at one point, and you're still not getting any traction. This does take time. I didn't make a dime the first year I did this, and I ran in the red it was 5 years before I started making a little bit of money. I did not have a mentor when I started. I bought a website. I got a 3-page PDF. That was my training. I didn't have anybody to ask anything. I didn't have the program I'm with. She does interactive trainings, which means you get on Zoom once a week, and then she'll do a training and break everybody out into smaller groups. You can do that in Zoom. So it's interactive. So you're not going to be spending time just watching videos. And you don't want to, if you're going through a training, whether it's a course or a program, if you're watching videos and going through it and you're not implementing anything, it's meaningless. I usually, when I'm going through something, I'll go through one video, stop, and I'll go and implement what I learn. I see people get stuck in learning mode, which all they're doing is they're jumping on lives like this, they're jumping on Zoom, they're watching training videos, and that's great and all that. You need to get trained, but you need to implement. So, especially with social media, if you can't show up consistently, you're going to have a really hard time. You won't get anyone to follow you. They'll go find someone that shows up every single day. I had somebody else on here. I don't see him today. He was saying he's in actually the same program I'm in. He's been doing it for 18 months and he hasn't made any money. And then he did say, well, I'm not very consistent. That consistency, the showing up every single day, because you could show people you're going to be there every single day. That they know you're going to be there, because they'll go, if you're not showing up. Like, I see one of the biggest mistakes, I'll see somebody on Facebook say, okay, I'm going on vacation for 2 weeks, I'll see you then. And then 2 weeks she was gone. Basically, you're starting over again. And you may have to do this for months or a year or longer before you start seeing any traction. And I'm an attraction marketer. And the program I went through teaches you how to attract people to you, not repel. And a lot of people, I get people private messaging me, sending me links to stuff. You never want to do that. You want to ask someone, if you're going to do that, that's prospecting. Ask somebody, would you be interested, whatever it is you're doing, looking at it, ask them. If they give you their permission, it's permission-based marketing, that you can send them a link with a video or something, because you're spamming them. And there's a lot of people, I think it's because they don't know what else to do. They just get on social media and they're messaging people and they're sending people links to stuff. You never want to do that. If you're showing, if you're giving relative value, giving free value, good value on your videos, showing people something, and then you always want to give a call to action at the end. Tell them to comment a keyword. I use some software on Instagram that answers all my comments. To have them comment something. If you don't have anything automated, I'm into automation and leverage, then you're going to have to look at your accounts, and people are posting. Now, on TikTok right now, the software I use is in beta, but if you live in the United States, you can't use it because of the whole thing with TikTok potentially being banned. So when people do come on my TikTok account and they ask me for more info, I have to actually get on and send them the information. Good morning, Marco. Good morning, Digital Dreams. Good morning, Joe. If you're coming on, let me know where you're coming in from. Would love to know why you're on social media. I am doing some social media marketing training. I had somebody on yesterday that asked. I don't see her here today, but this whole thing will be uploaded to my YouTube channel if anybody or she wants the recording. So that was kind of giving you a breakdown of if you're trying to use social media, you definitely want to set your profiles up. You want to make sure you have a good picture of yourself, and I suggest you use your real name unless you're branding something else, because you want to brand yourself. I see big mistake I see people make. They'll go set up, doesn't matter what platform, an account, and they'll use their first name, and then whatever company they're with that they're promoting, they make their first name and the last name the name of the company. You never want to do that. Um, that's I mean, you just it's people join people, not companies. So that's a big mistake. And you're kind of broadcasting it out to everyone what company you're with, and if people know about the company, then they know about the products, they know what the company is about. I mean, you haven't had any element of surprise with it, so you never want to do that. I do see people do that. They do that with personal. I've seen it with personal Facebook pages. I've seen it with business profile Facebook pages, and you don't want to do that. That's probably some of the best advice if you're getting started. And then the consistency. You got to be giving out value, showing up. When I say every day, I mean 7 days a week. This is not a 9 to 5 job where you get nights, weekends, and holidays off. I'm even on holidays, posting, and I'll be live streaming. I'll be doing this every day at 10 a.m. Eastern time. And I don't see the person she was on yesterday. She asked to do social media marketing training. So that's what I've been doing. If anybody has any questions about anything you're doing, you can drop it in the comments. I'd be glad to answer if I know. If I don't know, give you a resource. I'd be glad to do other trainings on other topics. If it's something I know that I've done, I don't think you could train or teach on things you haven't done. But social media and anybody you see that's doing this that's making money, most of us are using social media. You can use paid advertising, but I've generated tens of thousands of leads for free using social media marketing. So, and I did it when I first got onto this. I've done some paid advertising. You can start really spending a lot of money on paid advertising and not get a good return for it. I've done this all for free using social media. My mentor has made, actually, she's over $5 million in about 2.5 years using social media and not spending a dime on paid ads. And if you are doing paid advertising, you need to set a monthly budget because, so you're doing that consistently. I mean, consistency with anything, even if you're doing paid marketing. And what I found is $100 a month, it's not a big marketing budget, but most people don't even have that. I have heard quite a few people say if you're going to do paid advertising, you need to be spending about $500 a month, which I just don't think a lot of people have. And yeah, you can get some leads, you may get some sales, but when you're doing really cold traffic like that, people have no idea who you are. They're just going to your page, and then the ones that opt in and give you their email address. And yeah, when you're doing social media like this, if somebody's new and they've never been on my page before, they don't know me, but you can warm people up on social media way faster than you can do with cold traffic. If you're doing cold traffic, it's going to take you a lot more time to get those people on your email list and warm them up. It is true. Most people have to visit a website a couple of times, maybe even 12 times or more before they make a buying decision. I just had somebody, she purchased from me. She got on my email list last October 2024, and then she bought from me in July. So that's like 9 months. And I did talk to her a few times on Instagram before she bought. But a lot of people, although I have gotten sales, first time sales, and from people who don't know me, that's possible, but most people are going to have to see something. So then you get back to being consistent. If you're not, consistently, if you're posting videos or you're going live on any platform, showing up every single day, then you're really going to have a hard time. And if you do stuff and you do it for 2 weeks and you stop, you're starting over again. I see how many people do that. And most of the people I talk to, they're not getting the results they want. They came on, they want to make money for whatever reason, and they're not consistent. I mean, you can't post one day, go off for 2 weeks, not post anything, and then post again and think that you're going to be able to build an audience. So if you come jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Would love to know where you're coming in from. Would love to know why you're on social media. But that's I did have somebody. She's not on today. She asked me to do some social media marketing training. I'd be glad to do. If there's something you're trying to figure out, you like to learn, and I've done it and I know it and I can teach on it, I'd be glad to do that. I can do on another day another training, because I'm live streaming right now. I'm on TikTok and I'm on YouTube at the moment. So whether you're wherever you're coming in at, if you've got a training, or you think about it after I get off this, or whatever, you can send an email. You can go to the top, and on TikTok there's an email. Email me, and if you have a topic, let me know. And if I know about it. If I don't, then I probably can give you a resource. But I don't think it's ethical for people to try to train on stuff they haven't done or they don't know. I mean, I know I've been doing this for a long time. I know a lot about social media. I've had 10 accounts on TikTok. I had one, I had over 200,000 followers. This one that you're on right now, I've been posting on it for a little over a year, and I've gotten it to 75,000 followers. My Instagram account is also new. I've been posting on that for about a year. Someone hacked that, deleted it. I had two other Instagram accounts. Instagram suspended them, and then they did not rule in my favor. So that account, I'm almost at 100,000 followers, and that's a year of posting every day. I've taken that account from zero as well. I mean, I know that's the skills you master. No one can take that away from you. Your social media accounts, you don't own them, you don't control them, you could lose them at any time. So you want to build an email list and get people on your email list, so you can continue to talk to them. And I know I shared at the beginning of this, when I got started in this industry, I went to Google, I searched make money online, I bought a website. I had a 3-page PDF, no mentor. That was the training. And I was setting up pay-per-click ads, driving traffic to the website, nothing converted. And that was a replicated website, which you don't know what you don't know. You don't never want to send traffic to a replicated website. You never want to send traffic to a sales page, because the problem with that is you have one chance to talk to that, communicate with that person. And then when they're gone, you can't keep talking to them. So you want to get them to a landing page, a squeeze page, a website, and get their email address and get them on your email list. So you can continue to keep talking to them. You can get to know them, they can get to know you. And especially today, I think trust is more important than anything with all the fake accounts. And unfortunately, in this industry, and I know I lost a lot of money when I got started, people had gotten scammed. It does exist in this industry. And it just gives the whole industry a bad rap. I know there's other people that they're stolen people's content. And I know my mentor had to get a lawyer. I know somebody else she's got her own program. She's had to get a lawyer, and she has spent tens of thousands of dollars in legal costs because people have stolen her content, stole her name. I mean, some people are taking other people's programs and selling it for less and telling people, oh, you can get this program, and selling it for way less. And then anybody that buys from them, those people get nothing. And unfortunately, that does exist. And you got to get around the right people. I have people that have lost money so much that like it's holding them back from doing anything. Everything's not a scam. And I wouldn't be the program I'm promoting. I would not promote it. I would not keep promoting it if it was a scam. And my mentor, I've never seen anybody give so much time to people, which is really unusual. So it's not, I mean, I wouldn't keep promoting it. And it's 100%, the money comes right to you. So the company never, if you make a sale, the company never touches that money. Now, whatever merchant account you use, you're going to have to pay. They always charge a percentage for a transaction fee. But with affiliate marketing, with network marketing, the company, I mean, you earn something, some of it goes to the company, some of it comes to you. If it's network marketing, the person who signed you will also get some money, but the money goes to the company, and then the company is responsible for paying out with what the program I'm doing. It just comes directly to you. So the company can't take money. I mean, I have had, in fact, I've been involved with like 16 companies that aren't around anymore that I made some money. And then when it came time to pay out, I mean, I know one thing when I first started, I put $8,000 into it, and I had made some money, and some other people, had made money. And when it came time to start paying people, and usually in an affiliate program, they'll tell you when they pay. Like, is it once a week or for whatever it is? And it came time for them to start paying people, and then people weren't getting paid. And eventually, the company, the owners, they were all gone. So nobody, I mean, I know anything I made, I never got. I've had other programs that I was in for like a week, and the one I made like $7,000. They paid me for, and then the other three, I got an email like in 2 days. Sorry, we've been shut down. Don't reply to this email. I mean, I never saw that other. I referred quite a few people. Was telling everybody, if you used a credit card, go back to your bank and a put a dispute in, and you can get your money back. That's why it's always good to use a Visa, or PayPal's another one. PayPal's really good, but you don't know. I was with the company for over 10 years, and in October of 2023, they terminated everybody. I mean, the company's still around, but there's no affiliate program. And how many other people had commissions sitting there, will never see that. It was a tool maker, so I had some funnels up there that I had to move. The company's still in existence, but there's no affiliate program, and I was paying so much a month to use that. But that does happen in this industry. I always suggest, if you're thinking about joining something, check the company out, check the owner, the management. If you know anybody that's in it, you can ask them what their experience is. Unfortunately, that does happen, but not everything in this industry is a scam. And this industry can change your life. It's changed mine and how many other people. But you have to put the work in. And yeah, you can get it down to 2-3 hours a day. But there's work that needs to be done that you need to do. I mean, you won't make any money without putting work in. Anybody you see that's making money, they're coachable, they're consistent, they did the work, and then whatever they were learning, they applied. Because if you don't do that, you won't make any money. Won't happen. And I mean, if you're brand new, you could make some money, but if you don't have a social media following and you don't have an email list, I mean, we teach you the correct way to do that you might not make money right away. I mean, with the programming, I got my first sale the third day, and I was in profit my first week. But I have an email list. I have people on social media. It does take time. It takes a doctor 7 to 10 years. I'm always amazed why people get into this industry and they think they can do something for a month or two and be making all this money. I mean, yeah, and if there is somebody that does that, the reality is, if you talk to them, there's some other things they've done. Or I know some people that came online that had an offline business, and they brought all that experience with them. So I do believe anybody can do this. It's simple but not easy, and simple and easy aren't the same thing. So I'm using social media. If you've got any questions, drop me a comment. I don't see the woman who was on here yesterday asking for the social media marketing training. This will be uploaded when I'm done to my YouTube channel. I have a recording, so if she comes back. But social media, you can, I mean, if you want to go do paid advertising, you can do that too. But this is free, and I've generated over tens of thousands of leads using social media, and so have other people. If you do it the right way, you can build an audience and have whatever it is. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a business. It could be, a company you're promoting, or a passion you have, or just a cause that you're supporting. So drop me a comment if you've got any questions. I would love to know where you're coming in from. Why are you on social media? I will stop there because I only have a few more minutes before I have to get off. But you can use social media, and take a look. If you're trying to set up again, look at my profile on TikTok. If you're on YouTube, look at my channel. And YouTube is a little different because you do need to put a banner. And on TikTok and Instagram, Facebook, you do if you're doing a page or a profile, but there's very little space. They only give you a little bit of room to write anything, so you need to be very concise to the point what you're about, why you're on social media. So when people come to your profile, they know a little bit about you and what you're doing, what your account's about. If anybody has other questions, you can drop them in the comments. I'd be glad to answer. I'd be glad to do another training another day on another topic if I've done it. I've been using social media for a long time, so I do know some stuff about it. I don't use, okay, now I don't, I've got 5 minutes. TikTok is going to cut me off in a few minutes. So yeah, TikTok's going to cut me off in a couple of minutes. So if you got any questions now, drop them in the comments because I will be back tomorrow. I'm doing these every day at 10 a.m. If you got a question, something you need help with, jump on. I can do other trainings. Drop me a comment. Let me know where you're coming in from. I can, if it's something I know about, I can certainly help you out. If it's not, then there's probably somebody I know that I could send you and give you some resources. If I don't, because I don't think it's ethical, that I don't think you can train on something that you haven't done before. I don't think that's ethical. I think it's something you have to be training and teaching on stuff that you've already done. I know a lot about social media. There's quite a few things. I've been doing this for actually be 14 years in January. And maybe you want to live stream like this. You don't have to live stream on TikTok, but it's one of the things, the two things I'm hearing now, if you're really serious, you want to be doing is learning AI. I don't think AI is going away, and maybe some people are afraid of it. And live streaming, actually, TikTok seems to be the priority now because if you live in the US, there's still questions whether it's going to be banned or not. I mean, President Trump did do sign another one of those 90-day things, but I don't know if he can keep doing that. And there hasn't been a serious person or buyer that's come along and expressed saying that they'd like to buy TikTok. So I'm going to end here today. Thank you for coming. Be on tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Take questions. If you need help, let me know. I'll see you again tomorrow.